everyone, in this video we are going to take a look at some jQuery mobile templates. Dreamweaver no longer comes with the option of creating a new jQuery mobile template from the starter kit. So I found a couple of these jQuery mobile templates, and I'm going to put these into the student resources folder for you. But they're directly from Adobe, and if you find and download any others, you can use those, but I'm just going to show you these as an example. So first there's this template 11, and there's two folders in there, design and publish. Now the design only has a Photoshop template for the artwork, so you can go in and change the way things look and save them out. And then there's the publish, which has your images, includes jQuery mobile, and your index file. Now the design part does not go up on the internet, just the publish part. That's why he put publish. So let's take a look at the index. I'm going to open that up. And here you can see I've got my computer at split view with live mode on. So if I click on this up here, it takes me to that page. Then I can click the back button. So I'm going to scroll up, take a look at what's going on. First of all, this was created by Chris Converse, who works at Adobe. He says he's got more templates on his website, but I didn't find any other jQuery mobile templates, just templates for Dreamweaver, which we don't need at the moment. We're linking to a jQuery mobile CSS file, and remember that min means minified. It just means that there are no spaces and no hard returns in the code itself, so it's difficult for a person to view it. It's easier for the computer to read it. We have a regular style sheet. We have the jQuery minified JS file and the jQuery mobile minified JS file. So we need all those files in order for this jQuery mobile to work. The only thing you might want to change if you go into the jQuery mobile CSS page, you should be able to change or kind of figure out some of the colors for things if you wanted to change the colors. That would be in your CSS file. So back to the source code, we have our first page, which is our main page. You put your organization or the name of your company or whatever you're doing at the time. And then here are your main links. We've got the class is main menu, so if you go into the CSS, you want to find .main menu, and then that's where you're going to see some changes. It's main menu, unordered list, link, anchor tags, and that sort of thing. But you can change who we are, what we do, and about us. So those are the three. You can also copy and paste these lines to add more to the menu if you want to add to the menu. If you do that, you have to make sure that you copy and paste the whole section needed for a page. So from this div tag to this div tag is all that we need for one whole page. Here we have the data role page and then the ID of page 2. That's how it knows to jump to this page and display this information. In the header, we have just the name, and then we have the content. If we scroll down a little more, you see the data information for page 3. We have a little bit more information. We've got an image that you can change out. The footer you can change out. And then here's page 4. So if you were going to add a page, then you would make sure that you selected from div tag, from opening div tag on line 63 to the closed div tag on line 73, and you copy and you paste that, and then you change the name of the page ID to header 5 or page 5. And then you can just switch out the content. So the actual HTML that goes into a jQuery mobile is not that difficult. The difficult part is all of the CSS code to make everything look the way it should. So we were looking at main menu. What I can do is I can go into the edit and I can do a find and replace. And I want to find main menu, I believe is what it was. So I'm going to click find all. I must have named that wrong. So I'm going to look at source code again. Where was that? Let's try and find that. So it's not in here. I'm going to try this style sheet. So the page main menu is in the regular style sheet. So here we have background none, border none. So it looks like the color is in UI anchor. We have the color of the text. We have the border color. Here's some background information. We've got the arrow going in there. So this is where you'd want to change the color of the main button. See how it's kind of see-through so that we can actually see the picture that's behind it. So that's why it's the RGBA, so that we have the alpha set to 60%. So you'd have to type in your RGB numbers to change that color. So if I change this to 60 and I saved it, it would take a second to update. So it's a little bit darker brown than it was. I think it was 104. So let's change this one to 200. So now it's more green. And then if I change this one to 200, it should be more blue. Well, it's a little purple because we have red pretty high. So you can kind of see how you can get into the CSS to kind of change things. So I'm going to close this one out. I'm not going to save this. And I want to take a quick look at the other template that I'm going to give you. Again, it's made by the same person. So he's got the design, a template, a Photoshop template, and then he's got the actual file. There's actually a lot more going on in this one. It's a little bit more complex. Now I'm going to minimize some of these so that we can actually see what's going on. So we've got images for our buttons. We've got images down here for the home, contact us, and about us and back buttons. If we look at the HTML, this is the main navigation. And you can see here that we have class button A, S, L, and C. Those are the different images that are showing up. And then we have the text. It's still pretty simple HTML. That really doesn't change all that much. What changes is all the stuff that's going on in the background. This is using data theme A, which if you wanted to get into jQuery's theme roller and change colors using a theme, you can do that. That's what the data theme A, B, that sort of thing is. However, with this particular site, it's already kind of has a whole lot of themes and CSS and information going on. We've got 3 CSS files with this. The override, which has, looks like some background, some user interface information for the links. So all of your UI links. The main company, or my company, CSS. This is the CSS for the theme roller, basically all the information for the main regular buttons, which are your back buttons, that type of stuff, and then your mobile structure. This is basically the CSS that tells the different browsers what to do with all this content. So you can change the text. Let's see, where's the... this is an image, background image. So you can go into, I believe the images are in here. You can go and you can change your images and replace the images. Those image, let's see, ID of home. So if I went into, I'm not sure if home is an override. Buttons. UI header. So this is the content banner image. So with your experience with CSS, you can go through and kind of change some things out, or just play with some of these settings and see what happens. If you can find other jQuery mobile templates, you can use those. You can certainly start a new HTML5 document and go into the insert, because they do have jQuery mobile pieces, so you can make a new page for jQuery mobile. You can add a header and a footer and go ahead and create that page. And so you can see how it's populating. So it's adding the different pages, and there's other elements in here that you can add to. Calendars, search button, regular buttons, radial buttons. So there's lots of things that you can add. You can even add these elements to the existing HTML page. But just remember that you need to name it index.html. And the jQuery mobile is always one HTML page. All the information is within that one HTML page.